Hello, ladies and gentle ladies. Welcome back to another railroad development stream. And today we are going to be continuing with the SST, specifically the Java parser. Let me quickly do an announcement in the Discord. But yeah, we haven't worked on this in a long time, but we do need to come back to it. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, there we go. That is in the Discord. So, the plan for today. Today's going to be an interesting one. Today we need to rewrite the entire Java parser. And that is because we need to implement green-red trees. So if you were here for the last time we did the SST, which was a very long time ago. In fact, let's check how long ago that was. Here we go. So if we have a look here, we last touched it a while ago, I see. So last time we touched it was here, which it says is 3 months ago. I reckon it's pushing 4 months, if I had to guess. October 26th. Yes, okay. So, you know, we're pushing 4 months, pretty much. So, yeah, very long time ago. And we left it because we need to rewrite the entire parser. And it's going to be painful. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to rewrite the whole parser. Probably not get that done today because that's going to probably take a while. Today, I will admit, we're going to use Codex a lot because I'm hoping it can save us a bunch of time in doing so. Because we don't want to rewrite a lot of the parser logic. The logic of the parser is fine. We just need to rewrite a lot of how it actually forms the nodes. So that it uses a green tree and a red tree. So I've already got Codex to give me a little like rundown of what we need to do. Okay. So the other thing that's kind of part of this is currently we're just completely just yeeting all trivia tokens. So that would be like white spaces, that would be semicolons. I mean, basically just white spaces and semicolons. There's a couple other things, but pretty much just white spaces and semicolons. Currently, we're just yeeting those. We don't care about them. But we need them, like they are essential. So we need to attach those to tokens so that we will have leading, basically leading trivia tokens and trailing trivia tokens for each token or each node. Also, things like the plus symbol, for example, like if you're doing like 5 plus or, you know, A plus 5, that plus is not stored as a token either, and that is very important. I'm just going to turn down the music. It's quite loud for me, but it's probably very quiet for you guys. So yeah, we need to deal with that somehow. Don't know how we're going to deal with that, but we need to deal with that. And then we can do the red tree. So the red tree is like the final thing. Start with basically building the whole syntax layer, then building the green parser, then don't skip the trivia tokens. Then we'll deal with like punctuation and keywords, right? So for example, public static final, that would be 3 tokens. Currently that is just nothing. It's just ignored. And then yeah, so after that, then we need to do the red pass. So that'll be building the red tree. And then finally, we can do other stuff, right? We can move on to incremental parsing. We can move on to reusing subtrees. We can move on to all of those shenanigans. So hopefully Codex can do a lot of this for us. So by the way, I should mention, I have gone ahead and updated SST to be based on the current dev. So it was outdated by about, I think, 124 commits, but now it is up to date. So if I, for example, run it right now, you'll see we have everything that dev has right now. So if you come into here, this is dev. Everything is here. You know, I can even go settings and I can view, for example, the plugins that are installed, and that uses the new plugin stuff as well. So that's all nice, and that all works fine. So where do we start? This is a massive undertaking to do this. I'm actually going to rename the stream so the people joining are a little bit more familiar with what we're about to do today. I'll quickly go ahead and come up with a better title. I'm going to rename it to Rewriting the Java Parser, I think, because that's just a bit more of a, you know, big title. There we go. Okay. So okay. Just trying to figure out, should we actually call them green nodes and like green trees and red nodes and red trees, or is there like an actually better name that they should have? I think that's probably an important question. Okay, so Codex recommends that we do call them green nodes, red trees, green trees, but that we make the public API have different names. I don't really know how we would actually do that though. Like how, I guess using like a facade or something, right? Okay, I've told Codex to go ahead and just start making the classes we're gonna need. That's probably a good way to start. So if we come into the IDE here, we have our SST package, of course, and here we have basically everything. So import Java gives us our Java parser and our Alexa as well, and then we have the actual, like, all the base stuff is in here and in here and in here. The Java parser, same as it was before, is still almost 2,800 lines. The Alexa, I think, is pushing 800, I think. Yeah. So they are very big files, and I don't know that Codex is going to be able to do everything today. But I'm going to try and use it as much as possible, to be honest, because we need to move on to semantic analysis fairly soon. I don't want to stay on this SST forever, of course, because there's a lot of things relying on the SST right now. And you know, once we can start integrating this into the actual IDE, that's when we can start moving on. We can start actually having an IDE, basically, which is what we want, of course. Because right now, we're struggling with that because of this missing system. So, kind of as much as I can push out today is what I'm going to try and push out. We'll see where it goes from there. Okay, so it's creating a bunch of classes. I'm not sure where it's actually making them, though. I think in syntax here. Yeah, here we go. So it's made the API and internal classes. So it is just using that kind of facade pattern. You know, we've got a green element here. If we go like syntax node, yeah, you can see how that works. So that's basically, I mean, that's all fine. Just do need to check that it is not going to do anything absolutely outrageous whilst I'm not looking. So, yeah, here you go. Red element, implement syntax node. So that's basically what we need. And then I assume it's also going to do the... So I'm in the green node here, so that's just a green element. I guess that's just a syntax kind rather than, you know, that's basically the public facing API there. Which is fine, I think. I don't see that being a problem. Okay, got the red token. Nice. What's next? It's got the red factory. Okay, and that takes in the green element, because basically how it works, I mean, I'm not super familiar with this, but from my understanding, basically, the green tree sits inside the red tree, and then it's the... Which way around is it? It's the green tree that gets reconstructed, right? Is that right? Because the red tree is the syntax, the green tree is the semantics, I believe. I think that's how it works. I don't really remember. So it's made here syntax internal factory. Okay. Sure. I guess I'll let you guys watch since it is actually doing things right now. What I will do before I forget, I'm just going to add these to get so that they are all fine. Okay, I think that's done. Okay. It's not. It's just compiling. Okay, that created class file. Why did it do that? What are we doing? Okay. That was a very weird way to test if it compiles or not. It could have just ran a compile pass on the entire project, but no. It had to do it on this directory for some reason. But that's fine. Okay. Let me move this back over here now. So, if we go into like... Just trying to see what's the best way to look at this and realize what it actually is. Something like a red node, for example, right? So you see that the red node has a list of syntax node to children, which this is basically the public facing API of the red node. And so those exist as the children, because the red nodes are red elements, which are in themselves syntax nodes. So basically, it's basically like this is a syntax node, and this has children which are syntax nodes, but those syntax nodes will just be red nodes. It's just that publicly they are looked at as syntax nodes. So that's basically how that works, and it is just looks like it's just marking those as all internal. I think I did it for green element. Yeah, so it's just going to mark them all as internal. That's fine. That makes sense because these are going to be internal. These aren't going to be public facing. and we don't want them to be public facing. So that's okay. And then it's going to do red element next, I assume. Interesting. Not what I expected it to do. Okay. Okay. So it's gone ahead and just ran that again by the looks of it. Green element. Oh, interesting. Like, it thinks org.jetrange.annotations doesn't exist. For some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so it's going to add those back now. It's so silly sometimes. Okay, there you go. So it's adding that back. Now, I think it is done now, I believe. But we'll just let it watch. By the way, guys, I am now on a better model than I was previously. So I'm on 5.3 codex max, I think, is the model I'm using. So which is basically the best model you can use right now. The best model that exists out there. Okay, I'm not sure what it's doing right now. Okay, there you go. It managed to compile. Okay. I don't know why it's not just using Gradlu compile Java, but here we are, I guess. This is a classic AI moment, not using what it needs to be using. So it should now tell me what's next. Let's see. Okay, so I mean, as it kind of says here, so basically turning the Java parser to emit the compilation unit as a as our green tree. So add a Java green parser that passes a compilation unit into green nodes. Interesting. I'm going to ask it. So does this require rewriting the entire Java parser? Let's just see what it says. I think it's probably because when I asked ChatGPT originally, it said no, but it's saying yes, basically is what it's saying. Semantic AST first and drops trivia, so it can be flipped into a full fidelity grid with a tiny patch. Yeah. I mean, I guess we can ask it to try and build us the Java green parser. This might be a waste of time because honestly, it's gonna probably be such a massive file. It's just gonna fuck loads of things up. But I mean, we can try. You know what I will do, actually, before we do this, because it's already used a lot of the context, so I'm just going to quickly compact the context and then ask it again. And then it might not get quite so lost. I think it's going to get very lost otherwise, because it's just not going to have enough context. So let's tell it that and just see what happens. Okay. So it is going to have to read what it just wrote, but I mean, that's fine. Because obviously it's now lost that context, but that's fine. Okay, what's it done? Okay, let's just let it do its thing and see what happens. That's the best option right now. We're just going to have to let it do its thing. If it just completely fails at this, by the way, guys, we're going to have to just do it manually. I don't think there's any point at all in like trying to fix it if it doesn't work, because it's if it doesn't work, it's probably all wrong. It's probably done some fundamental things that have just broken it. So I mean, it might work, you know. This is basically one of the best AI models to date, so therefore it should be able to do it. And in theory, this isn't too hard of a task, because it should just be able to use the existing Lexa and the existing parser, and then just modify that to read leading and trailing white space, leading, trailing, trivia, and basically just turn the nodes, instead of the nodes they're currently turned into, just turn them into green nodes, in theory. It's definitely doing something. You can see it's working on this little task here for a while now, so let's see. There is only one way to find out, and that is just to wait. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to sit here twiddling our thumbs and it's able to do something. Unfortunately, there isn't anything we can do in the meantime. The problem is that we are on the SST branch right now, so we can't go modifying other things. Obviously, if I set up like get work trees or something, we could do that. But we haven't, or I haven't, so we can't do that. So really, we just need to wait. Wow, it spent a long time for it to then just give up and read the build.gradle. What? Like, what are we doing? Why did it just read the build.gradle? From Lexa. So, internal Java green parser that builds green nodes from Lexa tokens. Interesting. Okay, so actually the green parser is derived directly from the Lexa. Interesting. I mean, technically the original parser is derived from the Lexa, right? But I guess that's basically what it's done, right? The green parser it's building is from the Lexa, and then it will use that to build the red parser, I think. Okay. So what's it just... It's just done Java syntax kinds. Interesting. So presumably this means it's going to go very slowly. It's going to do very small steps at a time. I mean, we'll see. The only way to know is when it actually starts writing it, and then we'll know if it's going to succeed or not. Yeah, I think if it does it, it's not going to do the whole thing. It is just going to do... It's going to do a small part at a time, which is okay. Just not really what we want. I mean, you know... Like, obviously, this is not the entire parser. 350 lines, though. I mean, it's obviously done something here. So, let's have a look. So, this takes in the lexer. It has a list of tokens. This is presumably the output tokens, right? Oh, no, this is probably a buffer, maybe? A buffer of the tokens, possibly. So, pass compilation unit. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, so to me, this looks like it has just kind of copied the parser here, which makes sense. That's what I would have done. Okay, but there are some issues. Yeah, I figured that might be what happens. So it's also done the syntax parser, which is just nothing. Okay, that just... Oh, okay, that's fine. That just returns basically the public-facing API from that, which is okay. I'm just going to tell it, you can use Redloop, compile Java, you know. For God's sake, it actually just wants to use Java-C for some reason. Which is very annoying, because it means it makes all these friggin' class files every time, and then it has to delete the class files. It's just like, what the hell are we doing? Okay, well now what's it doing? What did it just do? Okay, it wrote a smoke test, I see. That's fine, I guess. I don't really know why it's doing it like this. This is a bit weird, but... I mean, let's just see what it says, because it's got to be... Yeah, it doesn't look like it's done anything. Migrate one concrete construct. Yeah, this is what I thought it might do. So it is just going to do, like, part by part. Which, I mean, it's fine. It's just going to take forever. Let's say to it, can you detail a plan and write a to-do, and then which should be how to migrate the entire existing Java parser into this. Okay. Hopefully, if it has a plan, it should be able to do the whole thing. Okay, never mind. This is overkill. Well, I think it's gonna go overkill here. And it says phased milestones, acceptance criteria, and a checklist. Like this, I feel like is overkill. So it might not be able to do this. We might have to bail, guys. It's not the end of the world. I just don't really want to. Okay. I mean, let's just tell it to do each phase at a time, right? Can you finish phase 1 and 2? And 0, I guess. I don't know why it wrote a phase 0. That's a bit weird. But here we are. Okay, you can tell it's just crying right now. Like it doesn't want to do this. But I also don't want to do this because this is going to be a significant amount of work for me to do this. So I'm really hoping it can do this and that I'm not wasting my time right now. Nice, that's a full minute, not even starting the task. Oh dear. Oh dear, guys. This is not good. This is not great. Just trying to think, is there anything we can do whilst we're waiting? There really isn't. That's the big problem here. There like just isn't anything we can do whilst we're waiting for this because I mean everything right now is just scoped down to the SST. That is the only kind of thing right now. So we can't just we can't pick up something whilst we're waiting. Not sure, guys. I don't think there's anything we can do. We just have to wait. So this stream is probably going to be a lot of waiting. I'm just going to let you guys know now. Okay. It's spending a long time just freaking thinking about this. Oh dear. I'm going to read what ChatGPT said, because it said we shouldn't have to do any of this, but I don't necessarily know if it was, like, correct, or... Oh, it's done something. I wasn't watching. Okay. Okay, I was just reading what ChatGPT said. It kind of did say you have to rewrite the whole thing, though. I think the biggest problem is when I originally made it, we didn't take into account trivia tokens or syntax tokens, and I think we really should have. But it also would have taken us like 10 times longer if we did that from the start, so I don't really know. Don't know if that would have been the best option or not. I'll be honest with you guys, it might not be worth streaming today. I think we might end up cutting the stream short today because, I mean, this is literally going to be the entire stream. We are just going to be waiting. So, I mean, unless it, like, magically starts to kick in a second, then, I think we'll give up. I think we'll probably go till... We'll go till 8 o'clock, so we'll give it 15 minutes. See where we're at in 15 minutes. If it hasn't got to a stage where I'm happy to pick it up myself, or you know, something, then I think we'll end early. And probably just not bother streaming today. Okay, it just wrote all that and then it failed. Look at this, bro. This is all it's gonna be today. Just waiting for it to do this and then just it fails and then it tries again. Tomorrow, I mean, I doubt I'm gonna have this done by the time we stream tomorrow, so I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. Ugh. Tomorrow, what we could probably do is... You know what we could do tomorrow, actually? We could work on... well, I guess it depends how far I've got with this, but... Oops, sorry. Hit my mic. I've also, apparently, I've had recent pushes to dev. What's those? Oh, that's just... Oh, yeah, that's fine. I forgot I even did those. Okay. And what's it done? Should we just have a quick skim over this and just see what it's done? Okay, it seems to have done a fair amount. Okay, and it also wrote to the to-do file, which I don't know where it's put, by the way. Oh, it's put it here. So... Okay. Now it's gonna compile and then yeah. Tomorrow what we will probably do, if this isn't done, which I don't think it will be, I think I'm gonna continue with all this SST stuff off stream until we get to something we can do on stream. So semantic analysis, or integrating it with the text editor, or integrating it with something. Because like just doing this it just doesn't work on stream. But if this isn't done by tomorrow evening, which it probably won't be, then I think we will start working on the indexes system I mentioned. Or we could continue with the Discord plugin, which isn't done. It's pretty close to being done, but it's not done, so we could do that. But the other thing is indexes. I do want to get indexes done fairly soon. Or adding a toggle in the UI to switch between Git mode and like normal mode. That's something we could do as well. We do need to do that. Okay, let's set it on tape phase 3 as well. Yeah, we are doing parsing wide. Or really, Codex is doing parsing today. Because the entire parser needs rewriting. So that's what it's doing. Let's have a look at like what it's got so far. Let's have a quick kind of... I mean, we're not going to be able to look at the whole thing, of course, because it's pretty massive, but we can kind of have a brief look through it. So if we start like at the top, right, you've got the compilation unit, so pass optional package declarations. So if we go to here, for example, consume trivia while it reaches an @ symbol, pass annotations, consume trivia, match package keyword, pass a qualified name. Okay, what does that do? Does not match an identifier, match a dot, match identifier. Okay, yeah. I mean, it basically has just taken the parser and it's just put it in here. Pass import targets, it's done the same thing. So it matches an identifier, match a dot, match a star. Or if it matches a star, then it returns it as an import target. Then it looks for another identifier. Continues, loops. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it is just the same. It has just kind of converted what we had, which I'm fine with. I don't feel like this is, you know, bad. I don't feel like I'm vibe coding this, you know, because we are just basically getting it to convert what we already had. It's not generating anything new per se. It is just converting what we had into something that we need. So that's fine. Syntax parser is still pretty boring. Not much going on in here. So, and then I think basically my understanding is the red parser is basically the semantic analyzer, I think. Because the red tree is what stores the semantic information. So I think... Is that right? Yeah, the green is the syntax tree. The red is the semantic layer. So the semantic analysis will build the red tree. So... yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, what's it doing now? Just writing more type declarations and stuff. That's fine. So that's just in here. Okay, so it's going to add all of these. These are all fairly simple ones, though, so I don't expect much work out of that. But wide, I am not vibe coding this. This is not vibe coding. And you know, if it is, fine, because I'm not spending 200 hours, literally, by the way. I'm not, like, even exaggerating. It would probably take about 200 hours I'm not spending that on rewriting the entire parser again. I'm just not. It's not happening. So consider it vibe coding if you will. I do not. I think that is objectively wrong. I think you're objectively wrong if you say it is. But you know, we're just letting it happen right now. Because I've literally done all the work. All the work is right here in the parser, right? And all it's doing is it's taking this and putting it into here. That is it. That is all it's doing right now. You know, the only other thing it's done, basically, like the only code it's written that didn't exist previously is... I can't even find it. I mean, that's how probably small of significance it is. I can't even find it. Where is it? Where is it? Consume trivia. Here. This is it. This is all it's written, basically. Right? It's literally basically just written this method, and then everywhere in the code where I previously would created node, it just calls consume trivia. That's literally it. And just like rename some variables. So instead of using AST node, it uses green element or green node technically. Green element. And that's basically the just interface that green node uses. But I mean, the rest is exactly the same. I mean, there's probably even, I imagine, would have been a way to like write a script that did this, like not using AI, is probably possible because it is like that similar that I think you probably could do that. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be some bugs in here. It's not going to be perfect code. Like, as it says, this can be a do-while. Okay, we're at 1,200 lines already. Okay. And I mean, this is the big honk of stuff, right? I think. I suppose not really, though. I mean, no, it kind of is. I mean, it's got like parenthesized things, enum constants, enum bodies. So I mean, it is like the large chunk of it, but it still does have about 1,000 lines that it needs to cover. And realistically, this is actually going to be larger than the original parser because it has to consume all of the trivia tokens and it has to add in like operator tokens, which actually apparently I did have before. Didn't realize I did, but apparently I did actually store those as tokens in here, which I think are, yeah, they are AST nodes. Interesting. Didn't realize I did that actually. I thought I didn't do that. But regardless, I didn't store tokens like keywords, for example, I didn't store. So like public, static, void, for example, those three wouldn't have been stored as tokens. Nor would the white spaces between those tokens. So, you know, public space, you need to store the space so that you know where the static starts, right? Or kind of, anyways. Okay, so I mean, it's doing a pretty good job right now. It's even writing smoke tests as it goes, so that's pretty good if you ask me. Let's see where it's at now. So it says it's done phase 3. So I guess next we just get it to do phase 4. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, it's actually not really that close, is it? So it's got to do phase 4, phase 5, phase 6, phase 7, and then starts phase 8 and 9. Okay, it's still running some smoke tests. Interesting. Oh no, it's doing round trip parsing. Okay, that's fine. Basically a smoke test though. I'm gonna compact it again, I think. No, because it actually it will automatically compact when it realizes it's like too much. Okay, do phase 4, please. Okay, so guys, I am going to just end the stream here then. Unfortunately, there just isn't much point in me streaming this. Like, it is literally just doing this. And that is just going to take a couple hours, maybe. So, yeah. Unfortunately, isn't much point streaming this. As I say, tomorrow we will stream. And maybe I'll stream on Monday to make up for basically not streaming today. I want to, you know, for the people who are still here, actually, I want to tell you a little secret. We may see an industrial stream back very shortly. So for those who are here, there you go. Your ears are blessed. Industrial stream may be coming back very shortly. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and end this stream though, because there isn't much point. And I will see you all tomorrow, because we'll still stream tomorrow. It will just be a different railroad stream though. Until I've got this working. And then we'll go from there. So I will see you all tomorrow. Good. Bye.